think the obvious statement is to give Kansas City a ton of credit. They came in here and played with a tremendous want, toughness, energy. I'm not saying that we didn't, but it was clear there was a lot on the line in this game, and they came out and battled. I kind of changed my post-game message towards the end. This is a bump in the road right now. It's not the end for these seniors. It's the end here in this special building to them, where there's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, literally and figuratively. I'm proud of them, but I'm also proud to be on this journey with them here and work through this little bump in the road here today.
Do you feel like they just shot the hell out of it, or were you not good enough defensively?
I'm always going to own what I can own and what we can own, control the things that we can. Obviously they've got some talented, and I don't mean to take this anything away from the team, but they have some talented individual scorers. I think that's the biggest difference too. I mean, they've got some strength, some athleticism. They get to their spots. They're really effective, and you saw that this afternoon.
What challenges does Lamar present to you guys? I mean, he's a good player, but averages 10, 11 a game. Seems to give you guys the business every day.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you just look at his size, his strength, his athleticism. He gets to his spots. It's something that as we go forward, we got to evaluate. If we play them again, keep him off his spots, because when he gets there, he's really effective.
Gilliard down the stretch there, he went off the 6-minute stretch there. He had about 15 points.
Yeah, we've done some things, Mike, against some guards like him in the past. And kind of challenge against myself too. Like we were going to try some different things and go away from that. But we held him in check doing that at their place, and he just got going a little bit loose. I mean, he had whatever down the stretch like you talked about. But the problem is you let him get comfortable in the first half with 16, 18, and that's where it all starts.
Did you two guys out in the first half have any bearing? What's your thoughts?
I'm again control. We can control. That's an adverse situation. We're not going to make any excuses, and we're going to play with the guys that we have.
To play another game, you have to wait a whole week. Would you prefer to have another game here rather than sit around for 6 days?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, that competitive vibe in you and that sick feeling you got after a loss, I mean, you want to certainly get rid of that as soon as possible. But we need this. It's been an emotional week for those three in particular, senior week, and I think we need to decompress from that, get away from all that, and realize that everything we want is still in front of us.
They were doing on the defensive end that kind of took away that three-point shot, especially in the second half?
Well, I mean, Kansas City has always done a really good job defensively. I mean, Billy's a great coach, and then they just, when you look at how they defend compared to everybody else in our league, they can challenge you. They can get out and pressure, and they do some things based on some individual personnel between their strength and athleticism that gives us some problems at times. And you saw that, at times this afternoon.
5 were charge calls. Is that something you can, when he's got a guard that's that much smaller trying to check him, is that something you can talk to him about, or is it just something that kind of makes you pull your hair out?
It's my job to help him, learn based on how the officials are calling the game and certain spots he's getting to.
Go from scoring like 60 points a game to being an offensive juggernaut. It wasn't that long ago that Kansas City. They played defense always, but they struggled to score.
Yeah, no, and it's a great point. I think, again, I keep going back to it. Billy does a good job of putting his guys in spots. They're playing a lot faster than they have in the past, up and down, probably with a little bit more freedom. And they got some talented parts. Josiah Eldrick is a first-team all-conference guy in this league, and now he's getting back. He's getting more in rhythm. And we didn't, Nesbitt got in foul trouble, so he was quiet tonight. So they've got some tremendous pieces.
Update on McKinney, or can you tell us on what happened?
No, I don't. Not at all. Obviously, doesn't look good. But for me to sit here, I have not had an opportunity to talk to Steph or anybody. So,
Sam, not the result you were looking for, but I guess where are you at mentally after the everything pregame and kind of saying goodbye to this place?
I mean, it was an emotional night or day, I guess, for sure. This place has meant, the world to me. A lot of really cool memories and memories that I'm never going to forget. But where I'm at mentally, it's just a bump in the road. Yeah, obviously it sucks and it hurts that we lost this last game in the Shack. But, Coach's message in the locker room was everything that we wanted at the beginning of the season is still right in front of us. So we can't dwell on this game. Like I said, obviously it sucks, but we have, bigger aspirations in, a few weeks. So yeah, just a bump in the road, and we're not done.
How difficult is it to stay locked in when they shoot, I don't know, 70% from three, something in that ballpark, and 71% from three and 58% from the field? I mean, how tough is it to stay locked in when it just seems like every time it's going through the hoop?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't do a good enough job defending tonight. I mean, obviously they have some really talented players. Gilliard, he had a heck of a game and was hitting a lot of shots, tough shots. But we weren't better, or we weren't good enough on the defensive side tonight.
Sam, that's 3 games in a row, at least 20 points. What's clicking for you right now offensively?
I mean, I don't really care about that, to be honest. I just want to win basketball games, and tonight we didn't obviously win. I mean, I guess if I were to say anything, just playing with confidence and just knowing, that I'm coming to the end of my career as a Bison and just having that urgency.
Try to do with Gilliard. He was getting to the rack and he was hitting some deep threes. I don't know if there's anything you can do when he's shooting like that.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously, you tip your cap to him. He's a heck of a player in this league. And, he's really shifty, and when he's knocking down the three ball like that, he's really tough to stay in front of. And we just got to do a better job next time.
I bring to those guys. I mean, I know Arkell and Evan were kind of the story tonight, but they've been a lot better since he's returned.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously really talented. We saw that, at the beginning, starting last year. He's a kid that I've worked out with a lot, just both being Lincoln guys. And, we talked about, when we were scouting and stuff, he's just a warrior. He's a warrior defensively, on the glass, offensively, and in every aspect of the basketball game. And he brings a different juice to them for sure.